Yeah, this is what we started with, opening conversation, and we're going back to it. The PVCs. And before we came on, we came into short, we were actually talking with the man here that we were not happy with him. And indeed, we know a lot of you are not happy with him and his people, and you want to vent. So in due course, you can call in and
vent all you want
on him. But please keep it short and simple. But Mr. Kayode, spokesperson for the INEC chairman, is here, and he's going to answer quite a number of questions. He started trying to answer some, but we were not too satisfied. So let's put him in short and let's hear what he has to say. Mr. Idowu.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I think you are poisoning the well.
Okay, sorry. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry if I poison the well. I take back the poison. Please don't vent on Mr. Idowu. He's only here to serve and make elections better. Mr. Idowu, okay. How would you rate the process of permanent voter card distribution so far?
Is it in the third phase or since we started with the first phase?
Let's
we don't know.
No, this is a third phase.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at this third phase, because one would have thought that you took the first exam, you didn't do too well. Second exam, you improved. By the third exam, you should do a lot better. But the testimonies from this particular exam do not speak well of the previous exams you've done. So let's begin from here.
Yeah, thank you, Nita. You see, it's true that we would love to do a lot better than we did in the 7 states where we did the third phase of the PVC distribution. But really, we've made use of some lessons that we learned in the first phase and second phases for what we are doing in the third phase, and I'll tell you why. Now, the first challenge that we have with the third phase, and it gives something to this INEC. This INEC does not cover up. We come clean. We put the information on the table because the commission has integrity. We came up to say we did not take delivery of all the cards. And because we did not take delivery of all the cards, we could not distribute the way we had thought we would distribute in all the places we will distribute. And so we said we will isolate areas where we can go ahead. Then we will go ahead in other areas, even though those areas we are going ahead also had some outstanding cards and stuff, what you call polling units that we call zero polling units, because you have the number of registered voters, less than 50, being recorded in the biometric register. Now we said we will go ahead in these places, but we have made arrangements for how to go ahead in the areas that we have isolated. We don't have the cards ready yet, and that's why we included them under the fourth phase. And for the cards that were supplied, I can give you some percentages that we have as at yesterday. For cards that were supplied, in Adamawa State, it's only in Lagos and Kano that we did not supply all the cards yet, short of the zero polling units. In Adamawa State, we have 56.9% collected. In Edo, we have 57.7% collected. In Imo, we have 51.76% collected. In Kano, we have of the delivered cards, we have 87.7% collected. In Lagos, we have 42.1% of the delivered cards collected. Then in Ogun, we have
as much as 42%.
Oh yeah, of the
because we had so many complaints last week. People were calling and saying that they went to their polling unit, that nobody came. They were there all day. Nobody showed up.
That was on the first day.
Second, actually.
You see, this thing picked up gradually. Accepted that on the first day, it's picked up very slowly. The reason, and the REC explained why. There were some things they needed, some materials they needed to have, which they didn't get in good time. For instance, they needed to print out the register. And the register of 4-point-something million people, for God's sake, by the time you are printing it out in pages, it's sizable. And so before they were able to take delivery of these things, those people got to the polling unit and did not meet our officials there because the exercise could not start if these things were not available. And so we acknowledge, and it was in acknowledging that without any request, the extension to Monday was granted. That happened even before people started agitating for extension. The extension was granted. It was an acknowledgement of the slow start that extension was granted. Then, particularly in Lagos State, it was also, because we are doing a case-by-case appraisal of the situation, it was seen that a local government like Mushin also started later than the others. It was extended to Tuesday.
But Mr. Idowu, the question some people will ask is, you knew you did not have full delivery of these PVCs. Was there anybody prodding you to announce a date when you begin the distribution?
Nita, we've set elections for February 14th, 2015. And if you count back, time is not infinite. And because we have to work within the time window that we have to make use of, the law provides that the updating of the registration of the voter registration must stop 60 days before elections. That's section 12, 13 thereabouts of the Electoral Act. Now, and CVR is part of the process of updating the register. And it means that to do that, you have to stop by mid-December.
The thing is, who fixed continual voter registration?
You have to stop by mid-December.
Who fixed the date for the elections?
No, we have fixed the date.
Who fixed it? Who fixed it?
INEC.
Yeah. Did anybody force you to fix the date?
No, you don't get it. We had fixed, if you remember, we had announced the date for the election since March.
Granted.
Now, we could have, if
there's no law that says the date has to be, like Independence Day is October 1st, there's no part of the Constitution